The cold coffee in your hand is almost a mirror, reflecting the fluorescent lights of the conference room. It's 9:03 a.m. 3 minutes past the time you were told to be here. You can hear the murmur of voices outside, the clack of keyboards. But in this room, there's only the hum of the projector and the gentle rustle of papers you just laid out. You smooth the edge of the thick document in front of you, the one with the company logo on top and your signature bolded at the bottom. The door swings open. Your boss, Mr. Harrison, strides in, his face a mask of practiced authority, a slightly triumphant glint in his eye. He's carrying a manila folder, probably your termination letter. He doesn't even look at you, just gestures dismissively at the empty chair opposite. "Sit down," he says, his voice low, almost a growl. "You're already sitting, of course. You always are." You watch him as he rounds the table, his expensive suit creasing slightly. He sits, then finally looks at you, a flicker of surprise crossing his face as he takes in your calm demeanor. He expected panic, maybe a plea. You offer none. He clears his throat, opens his folder, and pulls out a single sheet of paper. "Look," he begins, his tone softening slightly, a fake sympathy creeping in. "This isn't easy for me. You've been a valuable asset." He pauses, clearly expecting you to interrupt, to beg for your job, to remind him of your contributions. But you just raise an eyebrow, a small, almost imperceptible gesture. You let the silence hang, heavy and awkward, a silence he clearly isn't used to. He shifts, uncomfortable. "But the company is moving in a new direction," he continues, pushing through the prepared speech, "and unfortunately, your role, it's no longer a fit." He slides the paper across the table, not quite looking you in the eye. You don't even glance at it. Instead, you slowly, deliberately push your own document, the acquisition papers, across the table towards him. His eyes, now narrowed with annoyance, follow your hand. He picks up your document, a frown deepening on his face. He's expecting a resignation, perhaps a counteroffer, for a different department. His eyes scan the first paragraph, then the second. You see the exact moment it clicks. The color drains from his face, replaced by a pasty white. His jaw sags. The manila folder he was holding slips from his fingers, scattering its contents onto the polished table. He looks up at you, his eyes wide, disbelieving, as if seeing you for the first time. The words, "acquisition agreement," are stark against the page, and further down, the figure, the number, the one that means you now own everything, all of it. He stammers, "What? What is this?" You lean forward slightly, a faint smile playing on your lips. "It's a new direction, Mr. Harrison," you say, your voice calm, steady, echoing his own words back to him. "And unfortunately, your role, it's no longer a fit." He stares at you, utterly speechless, the crumpled termination letter at his feet. His gaze flicks from your face to the document, then back again. You see the gears turning in his head, a frantic reevaluation of every interaction, every dismissed idea, every casual slight. He's trying to reconcile the you he thought he knew, the diligent, slightly overlooked employee, with the you who just bought his company. The silence stretches thick and heavy, punctuated only by the distant hum of the building. You let him sit in it, let him feel the full weight of the paradigm shift. He clears his throat, a dry, raspy sound. This isn't possible," he finally manages, his voice barely a whisper. How did you?" He trails off, unable to form the question. You pick up the cold coffee cup, taking a slow sip. The bitterness is almost a comfort. "Let's just say," you begin, your voice even, "I've been planning my own new direction for quite some time." You gesture vaguely towards the acquisition papers. "This particular initiative has been in the works for a little over 2 years, actually." Quietly, of course. He looks down at the document again, his eyes darting to the effective date and the purchase price. You see the exact moment he registers the amount, a figure so substantial it makes his own annual bonus look like pocket change. His face pales further. The company, it wasn't performing as well as you might have believed, Mr. Harrison. You continue, leaning back in your chair, observing him. Hidden liabilities, stagnant market share, a rather complacent leadership, if I may be so bold. You watch as he visibly shrinks in his expensive suit. The confidence that was so palpable just moments ago completely evaporated. He tries to regain some semblance of control, pushing the papers back across the table with a trembling hand. But this is my company. I built this. He looks at you, a desperate plea in his eyes. You simply nod. You did, and you benefited greatly from it. But ownership, Mr. Harrison, isn't just about building. It's about vision. It's about adaptation. And sometimes it's about knowing when to let go. You push the papers back to him. The terms are quite generous, considering the circumstances. A fair market value and a rather substantial severance package contingent on your immediate and peaceful departure. You watch as he scans the severance clause, a flicker of something that looks like relief, then anger, then resignation, crossing his face. He wants to argue, to fight, but the fight has already been won. The power dynamic has irrevocably shifted. You stand up, gathering your own few personal items from the table, a pen, your phone. Our legal team will be in touch to finalize the details, you say, your voice now holding a quiet authority he's never heard from you before. You walk towards the door, then pause, turning back to face him one last time. He's slumped in his chair, staring blankly at the acquisition papers, the fluorescent lights reflecting in his wide, disbelieving eyes. Oh, and Mr. Harrison, you offer a small, polite smile. Your termination letter? You can keep it. I won't be needing it. And with that, you step out of the conference room, leaving him alone with the quiet hum of the projector, the scattered papers, and the cold, hard reality that at 9:03 a.m., your new direction just became his.